Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Well, you found us eventually. Well done, you. And we are here today for the VGT Season 6, Round 3, and we are at the mighty, mighty fine track that is the Trial Mountain. Or is it Trail Mountain? I always said Trial. But it could be Trail Mountain, because that would make more sense, wouldn't it? Because it'd be like in the trails up in the hills or something. But Trial. We're at the mountain. And not the Aussie one. I don't know where this one is. Finland, maybe? Don't know. For VGT round 3, I've got carried away with the. It's a question I've never actually asked myself before. It's just a track that you go mental at. But then I started questioning the name, and then the whole universe fell apart, and now I'm not even sure where I am. So the VGT is a VRC one-make series using a different Vision Gran Turismo car every season. Drivers will take to a huge variety of machinery and will need to get to grips with the nuances of each season's car in order to make progress through the field. Talk about nuances, this season's like the biggest nuance you could ever nuance yourself at. It's they've got no engines. They've got motors, darling, motors. I'm not sure that actual rules are the rules. We're on the Audi e-tron VGT, and it's a sprint, and I've got itchy nose. I'm really sorry. It's been driving me mad all day. There must be some nasal hairs poking through, and they're starting to mix things up. So round 3, Trial Mountain. You don't need to know about nasal hairs. It's at dawn for the sprint and in the afternoon for the feature. They've had a 10-minute qualifying where they could use a free choice of tyres, the racing soft, the racing medium, intermediate or wets. Please use the sprint start tyre. Changing compound is not permitted. So whatever they qualify on is what they start the sprint on, and it's the fastest first standing start in the sprint with a free choice of tyre of racing soft, racing medium, intermediate or wet, as long as they qualified on it. Then we move on to the feature race, which is the previous race results from a standing start with a free choice of tyre, racing soft, racing medium, intermediates and wets. Dry compound used in the sprint cannot be used, and the mandatory tyre is racing hard. So they have to use a hard tyre at some point in that feature race. It's going to be 9 laps for the sprint. It's going to be 23 laps for the feature. I don't think there's anything else that needs to tell you. So I'll go on to the table so far after 2 rounds. Let's have a little looky show. Now this, remember, it's tough. They've got to lift and cruise with these cars. The battery doesn't last the whole of the sprint race, so it's a topsy-turvy one. But I tell you a person who has got the hang of it, Cthulhu, because he's at the top of the table on 64 points, with Homesick Alien in second on 63 points. Only 1 point dividing the two big guns. Skyjacker is third on 47 points, but that's a joint third with Big Dan Ensign Newer on 47. No, it's a triple joint third with Bazza fifth. Well, he's not fifth, he's third on 47 points. I could go and look at podiums or positions, and yeah, I think positions look like they have been taken into account, because it would be the running order of third Skyjacker, fourth Ensign Newer and fifth Bazza, even though they're all sharing those 47 points. Scary Rambo Harvey is in 6th place on 43 points, with Sharon in 7th on 42 points. Jokus is 8th on 38 points, with Pat 9th on 36 points, and Electric 10th, already dropping around on 25 points, so he could be dangerous come the end, especially after getting a great podium in the sprint races at Tokyo Expressway. Let's have a look at the grid then, shall we? James Harvey in the chat saying this was a good one. That's nice to know. Is it trail or trial, do you think? How would you be able to just spell trial out? That's it. Just type TRIAL, mate. It's TRIAL, mate. Yeah. I got there before you did, Mr. Harvey, I'm sure. So let's have a look at this grid, and I'll tell you what tyres they qualified on. Let me have a little sip of my coffee, because wowzers, catching up is so much fun. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. I said a sip, but I just downed that bad boy, you know what I mean? I shotgunned it. So, on pole position, I take ages, don't I? I'm so sorry. Well, if you wait, you can just skip like the first 10 minutes of me babbling. On pole, we have Cthulhu, and he is on a set of racing medium tyres with a very snazzy look to his car. I like it. Well done. Electric is our man in second place, and he's starting on a set of racing softs in his sweet ride. Third spot is Homesick of Aliens, and he is looking swoosh. He did look, and cheeky monkey. He's put fuel stickers on there. Look at that. He's got a fuel tank. That's the secret of his success. And I only noticed that because he posted that in the Discord. So that's third place. He's on a set of medium tyres. Big Dan is the top runner out of that third place battle, and he is on racing mediums with a mighty fine looking battery. Then who's this? Fifth is the Baz. Oh, that's a tight battle in it between the Baz, Skyjacker, and Big Dan. And Baz looking mighty fine. I tell you, he's lifted. He has raised the livery game. I didn't even notice his rims anymore because his liveries are that darned good. Then we have Jokas in sixth place. He's on a set of mediums tire. Well, they're all on mediums apart from electric. He's the only one on soft, so everyone's on racing mediums. They qualified on racing mediums. And sitting in the dark there is Jokas in his Hafu some beer. Then in seventh, we have our very own Rambo. It's the halves. Oh, that car is striking. I think Koikarp did it, but still, it's a striking one, and Harvey wears it well. Then we're moving on to eighth place, and it's Pat the Stat in the chat. And you can barely see it. It's a Repsol. It's a bit of a mixture. He got the group. It was done by what is it? Consortium. But it was done by a lot of people. He put it out there, and everyone had a go. Bazza in the chat saying, "Hey, holiday boy," or should I say, brown stains, sun and all. I did get a little tan, I must say. I got a little tanned. It's quite nice walking around in November with a tinge of brown. It's very good. And Skyjacker sitting in the dark at the back. Let's hope that sun comes up really quick and there's no action in the first lap. We might have to sit on board. We'll see. So, yeah, and Skyjacker, he's on the racing mediums, but I think I remember seeing Discord movement saying he was running late, so he may not have even qualified. He might have just turned up at race start. Excuse me. Don't listen to him. Here we go. Illumination. Illuminati. Let's get on with this because I take too long. I know I do. Starting the race here at the sprint race. 9 laps. Lights are on. Batteries are charged. Let's be off. And it's a great start. They do start well, though, these little fans. And here we go, a bunch of Audi badgers coming down the straight. It's Cthulhu in front, Electric keeping Homesick Alien at bay as they come around the first turn, and up and over and around they go. And what speeds they can go around here. It's a scary thought. I'm surprised we're not seeing more calamities. Electric under the bridge then, and Homesick Alien just a little back from Electric, and he's under threat from Daneth of Biggeth. And Big Dan having a look at the Alien early doors. He's going, ooh, he was thinking. He was having a think about it. Ooh, around there. No, he's tucked in behind. So Big Dan on the fight already, and he wants a piece. With Bazza in 6th, Jokus in 7th, Skyjacker up 2 places already, with Pat in 8th, and the halves, the halves has had a mare on the first few turns, and that is Trail Mountain for you, or Trial Mountain. I want to say both, Trial. Electric's the lead man, and he must have got the jump on Cthulhu, but remember, Electric was one of those that likes to get through his battery quick, and if he hasn't learnt any lessons from the last round, we'll be seeing him go rather slowly on the last half a lap. Cthulhu then sitting back, letting the hills do the job, and only using that accelerator sparingly. You can see he's not even topping. He's not even, big lift. I know they're going around the corner, but... So, Cthulhu then doing the right thing. Homesick Alien also trying to be conservative on that battery. Bazza is up and into 4th, so he's got the job done on Big Dan somewhere along the line. Jokus again has moved ahead of Skyjacker, I'd like to say. I don't think so, actually. Skyjacker is where he was. And Skyjacker having a look at the Polish drivers. A rear derriere. He's got himself up alongside Jokus. Jokus has got it all wrong. And he's off on the apex and giving Pat an opportunity. Pat tries to have a look at the inside. Jokus tries to defend. And it's hard to tell which way that one went, because we only caught the tail end of it. But yeah, Pat was having a look, but he didn't look like he was all the way up there. And then Jokus just slings one up the inside of Pat, and it's looking rather messy out there between Jokus and the Pat, which gives Harvey a great attempt, and Harvey now catching back up. I bet he didn't think that was going to happen. So Harves now the race coming to him, as Jokus is having a nightmare of a first lap at the moment. Second lap, his first lap was fine. The second lap has gone badly for Jokus, and Pat now in 7th, chasing down Big Dan, who's got the job of trying to keep Skyjacker behind. Big Dan's on the inside, he's got the better line, and Big Dan maintains, but Skyjacker's got to run up the outside, and Skyjacker thinking, no, he's tailed off that one, he's backed it out, and he's going to wait for the long straight. No, he's not, he's going again. These two, look at them. Big Dan at the moment trying to stave off a very eager Skyjacker. They're equal on points so far in this championship, so it counts between the two of them. Let's have a look back up at front. Electric chewing through his soft tyres. He's got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. He's got 75% battery. With Cthulhu now with a Homesick all up and over and inside and outside of Cthulhu. These two are getting very personal. These cars have no gears, it's just drive. So those the judging of the corners are very tricky without a gear. Those that are used to using gears for knowing the corners, down to what, 2nd gear, maybe 3rd gear, and then smashing it up to 4th, 5th, then back down to 4th, a little tap down to 3rd for the last part of that, then smashing it up 4th, 5th, 6th, letting that 6th gear take you all the way. He's on up to 206, 70, 280, 209, no, 300, sorry, I missed 90. What happened? Oh dear, I've lost it, guys. I'm just not good at it anymore. You get what you get. So Homesick going very fast and getting very close to Cthulhu, but it is a game of cat and mouse out there trying to save that battery. Bazza has got a lovely bit of open space to play with, sitting there just behind the podium runners in the Boost e-tron. Big Dan seems to have lost his Skyjacker problem, and he's getting on with the business, and that is good. He's built a lovely bit of space up just before they come to the straight. It's looking very tight up in the front there, and Electric does look like he's eased off, but he has used a little more battery than those around him. Can he afford to ease off any more, and will them tyres last? We're at lap 4 of 9. These cars are spookily fast, aren't they? Whoa, look at Cthulhu going through that first corner. Let's see if we can catch everyone. No. See Big Dan going through the first corner. It's very fast, very scary, and Skyjacker as well, up and over. And Big Dan, no, Big Dan's off, and that's an easy one for Skyjacker. He's not quite with him though, not quite with him. and he may be saving his battery. He's not used as much battery as Big Dan at the moment, and the showdown for 4th place goes to the Baz, but Skyjacker trying to get one by Big Dan, and Big Dan not an easy man to pass in real cars or electric cars. And Skyjacker does get the move done now. It's a drag race down the straight. Who dare use the accelerator the most? Who would like to expel most battery power? And who can afford that battery power out of the two of them as they head down? Oh, and Skyjacker giving Big Dan only just enough room and boxed him in nicely there. And Skyjacker dominated Big Dan then. But Big Dan is affording a little power there to try and come back at Skyjacker, but Skyjacker has that one fended off. Harves has found his way past the Pat now, and Harvey, is he using too much power? We will not know until the end. He's not used as much as Pat, so that's he's up ahead in a great position, and Jokus at the moment is having an absolute torrid time. He's done his fastest lap last time around though, so starting to get on top of it. Electric still leads this race, lap 5, but the tyres have gone. The tyres are no more. They are past. They're like the Parrot. So Electric and Katula and Homesick staying very closely in the fight, and everyone's got a similar fuel load. And I think that fuel, bloody electric cars, they've all got similar battery levels left. I'm just going to call it fuel. Why should I change? The world should change. I sit here and the world turns around me. So Bazza then in a great position in 4th place, with Skyjacker now dominated and dispensed of Big Dan, and he's on his way. So Skyjacker, can he close the gap? I don't think so. I don't think he's got the battery power to. And Big Dan just staying with Skyjacker and maybe using Skyjacker a little for a tow to save even more battery, because then the last lap it gets a little spicy and interesting, because who has saved battery the best? I've said battery way too much. Can I please say fuel? It sounds better. Battery sounds like I'm talking about the hens that I eat and have eggs from. Pat is in 8th place with Jokus a little way off. And the Bazza in the chat saying, great watch, the battle between Sky and Big D. I know, it's good fun. Katula's leading. I apologise. Electric's backed right off, or his tyres gave up. All right, now we'll have a look. Oh, God. That's 40 seconds ago, you know. That probably wasn't worth it. We'll see. So Electric then, his tyres are deceased. They are no more. That is a dead tyre. So Electric then struggling, and we know the outcome. We're just waiting for it to happen. It's like watching a horror. You know something awful is going to happen. It's just when. And there you go. Katula easily up the inside. It wasn't a big drama. It was just no grip in the big left-hand turn where you need a lot of grip, because you're just coming off that mega straight. Need heavy braking and a lot of grip. So Katula now leads. Homesick in 2nd. Electric driving for 3rd, it would seem. He just doesn't have the tyre power to stay with the boys ahead. And can the Baz catch Electric? That is the question. How much is Electric hurting with that tyre in his electric car? And the Baz could come alive. Skyjacker then. Oh, Big Dan's back. Big Dan is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Big Dan is back. Tell some friends. Big Dan is back. He is back. He is back. Big Dan is back. He's back. So Skyjacker fending off Ensign Hewitt right now as Harvey. He's a little distance off of those guys, but if someone runs out of battery power, he's going to be in the action. He did a 43.8 last time around, and Pat is setting chase with a 43.5, and Pat has found a barrier, and it seems to be fine. He's giving it the thumbs up. And Jokus, he says more of that, Pat, because he's now on top of his car. He's doing some good lap times, saving his battery. He's just driving for points at the moment. Electric got the fastest lap, but at what cost? will it cost him his battery? Cthulhu, though, doing a fine job keeping Homesick behind, but I suspect no, battery power is the same. They have the same power as each other. And what do they say in esports then? Have they got a cool name for it? Because battery power just seems so arse. Is there not something? It sounds cool. Questions, answers on a postcard, send it to Blue Peter. But there's got to be something better than battery. And power, because I'm used to saying getting the power down on the accelerator, so power seems wrong as well. Pulse. They've got enough pulse left to get to the... No, that's not good either. I don't know, I just can't get on board with this electric. Oh, Bazza! Look at the Baz! Closing the gap. Electric doing a 44.4. Last time around, the Baz doing a 42.4. And the Baz lining himself up for a podium. Skyjacker still ahead of the Big Dan. And they're so fast, the cameraman cannot stay with them. And Skyjacker's pushing on. Maybe he smells blood on the electric front. And we have Big Dan Harvey. Hoping someone is going to throw it at the scenery so he can gain another position. Pat is in the no man's land, really. There's no one he's racing. He's got to hope for a mistake at this point, I'm sure, or a battery failure. And Joker's there is Juice Baz. You are the man. So Homesick Alien going for the move around the outside of Cthulhu, but the Spaniard knows Trail Mountain, and has held the inner line and sticks with it. He's got about a quarter of juice left on board, and so has the Alien. Electric is being fought by the Baz. They've got similar juice as well, and the juice is good. But Electric's tyres are not, and Bazza has taken full advantage of that as they trade a little paint. Bazza's got the inside line, and this is Bazza's corner. There you go. We rename the corner at the very end of Trail Mountain as Bazza's corner. Electric tries to come back in the tow, and this is going to be very dangerous when they get to the braking zone, because there is going to be no brakes on Electric. He's going for it. He's used the slipstream, but he's got no tyre. He's going to go and meet Mr. Barrier if he's not careful. Wow, great stuff. Nothing on the front end of Electric's car. How he's still going with that forward momentum, nobody knows. But the Baz is bewildered. He wants to get by. He does not want to play around. We're on lap 8 of 9. Oh, a little nudge there from the Baz, and he's lifted right off. But Electric having to brake super early because he's just got zero tyre. And there he goes back into the barrier. And that one, oh, and Baz is lifting again, I think. Baz is just going to wait for the straight, but the straight's no good because he doesn't need grip on the straight. Stay to his inside down this one. No, Electric knows he's moved over. Electric wants to break the slip. He does not want the Baz coming back, but it's just too much. There's too much lap left for Electric to hope to defend from the Baz. And the Baz now going for that inside line. He nearly gets his nose taken off, and I didn't know Electric had taken up plastic surgery and was trying to give the Baz a nose job then. And the Baz around the outside, the Baz knows. Oh, and there he goes into the side of Electric, and he's sideways over the curb. It's a tough battle, and the Baz, he just had to get his elbows out there because Electric was making it almost impossible. And here we go, the battle with Cthulhu and Homesick Alien. Oh, gosh. And we're on to the final lap now, and Homesick getting a super tow. We've got flashing batteries all of... What am I doing? Come on. The battle up the front, wowzers, is tight, and do they have enough juice to get them home? The Baz, his juice is flashing as well. Electric's juice is flashing the most. It's the lowest out of the low. Big Dan, ooh, Big Dan, has he got enough as well? That's not a lot of juice, and Skyjack has had to get right out of it. The halves, come on. It's Scary Rambo's time to shine because he's got a headload of juice left. And everyone ahead of him is, oh, well, like they're on their last Oh, Skyjacker, the tyres have gone on Skyjacker as well. Oh my word. And Big Dan catching up Electric, because Electric's got no tyres and no juice. The Baz looks good for a podium, but he might have to back off somewhat. Homesick Alien is leading the race, but his juice is low. And Cthulhu also backing out as well. It's a game. It's a game of getting to the line as they all try and conserve that juice. And it's interesting. Electric so low. Big Dan's closing in, but Big Dan isn't much better. Skyjacker's out. He's out of juice. Where's the halves? The halves is flashing, but he had the most out of everyone. And Skyjacker just... That's the thing. It was what to do. He had to fight. He wanted to fight with Big Dan. And now Harvey up and into 6th. Can he catch Big Dan, who's catching Electric, who's now officially out of juice? You can't do that, dude. You're out of juice. You can't pull in front of people. Homesick Alien's taken the win. Sorry. I was just watching. So Homesick Alien then crosses the line. He takes the win, only just with a bit of juice left. And Cthulhu, oh, I bet he's spewing. He's got a bit more juice. The Baz, a fine podium. Take a boo, my son. Big Dan gets past Electric, and he only just gets to the line. He's slowing right down, and he gets to the line for a 4th place. Does he, though? They're all coming home slowly, except for Harves. Come on, Harvey! Get in there! 4th place for the Halves. Big Dan crosses in 5th, and Electric in 6th. Skyjacker breaks the rules to go into the pits as Jokers comes through. No pit stops in the sprint. And Jokers comes around. Is he going to get that 7th place? And Pat ran out of juice as well. And yeah, I think Jokers might get 7th place from Skyjacker as he opted to take the pit lane for his final round. And there you go. No, Skyjacker just about got the line. How interesting. And Pat then, I don't know if he'll get a... I don't know. It was an odd decision. And a frustration one, I suppose, for running out of juice. As Pat slowly makes his way to the line. So what an absolute humdinger. Ladies and gents, give me a thumbs up. That one deserved it. And it's not me, you're giving them a thumbs up for giving you a great race to watch. So Pat then should have brought his battery pack with him. I'm sorry, Pat. I don't know why we did that. It's painful. It was painful for you, wasn't it? So Homesick takes the win of the first race with Cthulhu in 2nd, but Cthulhu had a bit more juice there. He probably could have put up a bit more of a fight near the end. Seems like he got out of it a little too much. With the Baz, hello, where you hiding? They seeking me. Is he there? He's there. So the Baz getting a fine podium there. Great little surge at the end. Beautiful stuff. Pat in the chat saying, wasn't sure about Sky going through the pits at the time, but didn't want to tell him. The Halves. Oh, are you in chat with him? Was he just fuming? Was he just absolutely fuming and no one spoke to him? Was it one of them where no one just said nothing? It's just dead quiet. So Harvey, what an absolute clout at the end there, didn't it, eh? Didn't he just come along and slap? Good stuff. Scary Rambo. 4th place. Brilliant. Big Dan out of juice in the end. Getting Electric, luckily, before he ran out of juice, and Electric ran out of juice, but the Halves came along and slapped the pair of them. Beautiful. Electric, just no tyres and then no juice. And it comes home in 6th. Still good points, though. Still good points. Skyjacker, another one with juice issues and tyre issues. So he's one to watch in the main race. He's gonna be a lot of pit stops, I think. With Skyjacker, he's going to be using those tyres up. Although the hard should last a bit. Jokas getting 8th place. And he still has power left. So not bad. Not bad for Jokas. He was saving a lot there at the end, though. 10 seconds, man. They were all saving, weren't they? Except for Pat. He just full forces it, and he just full pelted it all the way. So, yeah, Pat in 9th. That was race 1, 9 laps. We're going to move on to race 2. They'll be starting in those very positions. Oh, look, we let Pat get all the way there. Deny him a line cross. Here he comes. Go on, Pat. And that's Pat in 9th place. Let's move on to the feature race. Let's see if we can find it, because it's all over the place. Oh yeah, here we go. Collection. There it is. It wasn't far away, was it? And view. Don't look in the top corner of the right hand side, because it tells you the results, and I don't know why. They should tell you the starting positions. That would be easier. But I'm not complaining. It's just a shame when you do something like this, because it's a giveaway. I didn't look. I don't know if you guys did. Right, let's pause. Is that wet? Can't be wet, surely. Let's get that display on. I don't think there is wet anywhere except for about 3 tracks anyway. So, sorry. There's already 3 lights on, you know what I mean? I can't work under that pressure. So Homesick starting on the racing soft tyre, and Catula also starting on the racing softs. We've got the Baz, he's on the soft tyre, and the halves is gone straight to hards. Big Dan is starting soft in 5th, with Electric starting on the medium because he's already used the soft. In 6th, Skyjacker starting on the hard. In 7th, with Jokus starting on the soft, and Pat starting with a hard on. It's North America, of course. It's not wet. Is it in America? Yeah. I thought this was a European one. Is that the other one? Is that High Speed Ring is a European one? I knew one of the pretend tracks were in Europe. North America. There you go. So, Homesick Alien on pole then. It just looked a bit dull. And it's a go here for the feature race. 23 laps in the electric e-tron Audi. And Homesick Alien trails away as Catula slips in behind for the Slipstream and the Baz as well. All's good in the first corner. You'd think those racing hard tyres would be tricky, but they've all gotten through quite decently. Yes, very nice. So Homesick Alien leads from Catula, and they had an absolute spat in that first race. It was beautiful. Bazza drove an absolutely amazing race. Oh, and Harvey into the barrier, and that is a poor thing for him already. And Electric is through on his medium tyres, and Skyjacker got snagged up behind the halves and didn't gain from it. Jokers is up to 7th already, ahead of Big Dan, and I think he was already ahead of Pat. Pat's had a little knock with something. And Homesick Alien giving Catula a beautiful tow. No, Catula's gone through, and I wouldn't be surprised if Homesick Alien did not mind that, because you can save battery a lot better. Oh, there you go, deep forest in Switzerland. Don't think it can be wet there either. Now, I said there's only about 3 tracks. They bothered with it, didn't they? Haven't they? Don't know why. Why just not have the same physics on every track? And if it does rain in America sometimes, you know. Ah, yes. So Catula is in the lead, and Homesick Alien will be grabbing onto that Slipstream and trying to do some fuel save. Skyjacker already getting rid of his hard tyre, and he'll be going on to the soft, but they won't last very long. We saw him use the mediums. Homesick Alien, unless he's just driving into the pit lane by accident. Homesick Alien in 2nd, with Bazza in 3rd. Oh, looks so scary when they come through that first corner and have to change direction the way they do. Harvey under pressure from Jokers. He's on the hard tyre, and already Skyjacker giving up on that hard tyre. And Big Dan is there in 7th ahead of Pat, and there is Skyjacker back on track with a set of soft tyres. Interesting. He's done it now. He's used the mandatory tyre, and he's going to have a lot of pit stops because his medium tyres died in 9 laps, so that soft tyre is going to be tough to drive with. Cthulhu then in the lead, and he's broken the slipstream. I think Homesick Alien's I think he's too far back now to gain any advantage from the slipstream from Cthulhu. And Pat in the chat saying, you never know, Canada might be different. Might get snow there. It rained a lot in 2011. So Cthulhu over the hill with Homesick Alien setting chase, and it's yo-yoing between the two of them. I think the distance seems to be coming and going. The Baz sat in third, and Electric on those medium tyres up and into fourth place. Great driving. Jokers now has made it past Harvey on the soft tyre, and he's up and into fifth. Harvey struggling with those hard tyres, and Big Dan is knocking on his door as well. Somebody's knocking on my door, someone's ringing my bell. And Pat there as well on the hard tyre, doing a great job staying with these guys, isn't it? Skyjacker, he's in a race of his own at the moment. He's taken off the hard tyre after the very first lap. There's no rules on how long you have to use the mandatory tyre. It's just says you've got to use a hard tyre. So Skyjacker shedding the hards, and they are good for nothing. I mean, Frankie Goes to Hollywood should have wrote a song about hards. What are they good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Hards. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are they good for? Jack. So Cthulhu leads this race with Homesick Alien in second spot. Bazza's in third, and the Electric is in fourth place on his medium tyres. Everyone ahead of him on the softs. Then we have Jokers on the softs, rapidly catching Electric, but they've got to think of that battery as well. They don't want to pit too much. And we've got Jaguar in the chat. He's giving me a squiggle. I don't know what that means, but I reckon it means something. And Big Dan closing in on Pat. Jokers, sorry. Pat was on the hard tyre. He was dicing it with them, but Harvey has slipped back. And now Pat and the halves having their very own hard battle. Skyjacker, meanwhile, quietly getting on with it. But I think by the time he is catching the hard boys up, but by the time he does catch them up, I think his tyres are going to be rotten to the core. But we will see. We'll see what his devilishly master plan is. And Cthulhu just pulling away from the Alien. Homesick wanting to take this car deeper and longer into the race. Cthulhu going for a short first stint, it seems. Burn through the juice and the tyres. Get into the pits, get that hard tyre on, and crack on for the rest of the race. Homesick wanting the soft to last longer and keep that juice on board whilst going for a longer first stint. This is what I'm guessing from these early lap times. We're on lap 4 of 23, 19 laps to go, and they were running out of juice by about lap 8, and those soft tyres were going by around lap 6. So it's, keep an eye on the situation. Electric at the moment on the medium tyres, half a tank of juice, and he's getting on with getting on. And then we got Jokers up ahead of Big Dan, and both on soft tyres, both doing a very good job at the moment. Harvey on the hard tyres, they're starting to lose sight of the soft boys, and Skyjacker is definitely closing in on the two Ardens. And they're coming up to Bazza's corner. No, that wasn't Bazza's corner. Sorry. This one's Bazza's corner. So they're coming up to Bazza's corner now. And I don't even remember why I called it Bazza's corner. He did something amazing in it, didn't he? And I can't remember what. Oh, sorry. So it's the lack of engine sound that made me yawn then. It's like watching F1. So Skyjacker then closing in, but he's lifted majorly to save on that battery, save on the tyres a little bit. And he's quite happy to sit behind the hard boys and save battery, it seems. He's going to wait for an absolute sitter which Pat's going to present on those hard tyres anytime soon. And he's having a look around the outside, swings it up for the inside, doesn't. Oh, Pat has a little knock with the barrier. And even then, Sky not interested. Now he does. There you go. Absolute huge invitation for the Sky. And he was willing to accept it and said, thank you very much. I'll nip through that little gap there you've left. So Skyjacker making his way up through the pack. And Pat may have done it on purpose because now he can get a tow from Skyjacker. Meanwhile, Cthulhu has built a humongous lead out. There is definitely a dual sat strategy going on at the front. The Baz has stayed nicely with the Alien and he's kept the similar tyres. Wow, Bazza must be getting dizzy. He's driving as well as the Alien is. So that's got to be exciting in anybody's book. And so the Baz in third, Electric. He's using those medium tyres quite nicely, isn't he? He's cooking them. We saw him absolutely destroy a set, two set soft tyres all on the front of his car in the sprint race. So he's he likes to lean on his rubber. Does Electric. Joker's in a fine place there, 5th place. But he's got Big Dan keeping an eye on him all of the way. But Big Dan might be playing the clever game, sitting in the slipstream. And so, oh, the dirty air, though, threw Dan right off of the track then. And he's got to be careful of how close he goes into the corners behind Jokers, because it seems like they're struggling with a bit of dirty air off the back of those cars. Harvey then has now been introduced to Skyjacker and his soft tyres. And Skyjacker's soft tyre not looking too good. The Harv saying he loves this track. It is a mighty fine track, I must say. It's not used nearly enough. Where is our Trail Mountain 300 kilometre, Talleyrand? We want our Trail Mountain 300 kilometre. Group 3s, please. Cthulhu then. And I don't want the Nissan this time. I want the Peugeot. That thing slaps. So Cthulhu leads from Homesick Alien, who has the Baz all over him. And Mr. Harvey saying, I'm game for that. Oh, no, I've heard a rumour that we're going to do all the what are they, the original tracks? They're the pretend one. The world tracks are all open for Endurance 2.5. Cthulhu's come into the pits. Cthulhu killed his tyres. So, hey, I called that. I said Cthulhu's going for a shorter first stint. He'll go on to the hard. Oh, it's a bit early for a hard tyre. Oof, that's a tough one for Cthulhu. He might do another stint on softs, you know, and just come in for a hard tyre at the end. I don't know how the juice is. He's used all his juice. No, it says 0. Why does it tell you 0 in replays? And he's filled up already, so I don't know how much juice he had. Yeah, I've heard that all the world tracks are game for the Endurance 2.5 hours, and all of the original tracks are open for the 300. So we have kind of two endurance races going, can have two endurance races going at the same time without them really clashing with each other. So yeah, I'd keep it like Dragon's Trail 300 is going to be interesting, isn't it? Homesick or St. Croix. Homesick, I love St. Croix 300 in hybrids, just Porsche hybrids. Homesick Alien then out there, or the Porsche 73, 300 kilometers in the Porsche 73. Homesick Alien, Porsche 911, 1973. It's in Cars the Star. It's been one of my favourite cars so far. It's not fast, but man alive, that car can handle like a beast. Homesick's killed his tyres. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Electric up into third. Power's not too bad, is it? The pulse, the juice. Homesick's in, Baz is in, Electric then set to take the lead. Will he come in? No. What did Cthulhu put on? He did put on softs. He has to still make another pit stop by the end of this race. Jokus, he's killed his softs. He's coming in. Big Danath is staying out. He's still got a little stringy white bit on one of his tyres, so that means he can still drive. He won't stop until it's all red. Cthulhu back out on his softs. Back out. He's gone around. Is he jumped the Alien? Well, he was miles ahead of the Alien. That's all relevant, isn't it? This is the battle is Baz and the Alien, really. Halves on them hard tyres. They're still going. And Homesick has put hard tyres on. That surprised me. I thought he'd do the same thing as Cthulhu. Big Dan stayed out, yes. Homesick Alien is out on hard tyres. Bazza's on hard tyres. Oh, is that enough juice to get to the end of the race? They were running out of juice by the end of 9 laps, so I don't think it is. That is crazy. Maybe they just want to do a short stint in the middle on the hard tyre, get it out of the way, so they can finish the race on the soft, the opposite of what Cthulhu is doing. And interesting stuff. Big Dan then is out there in third. He's yet to pit. Then Homesick and Bazza both opting for a hard tyre. Harvey's still on the hard tyre. He's going long. He's going long, darling. And then Jokus has been in. He's put another set of softs on. Skyjacker, he's done the hard tyre. And he's on his second set of softs now. And Pat is still on the hard tyre. Wow. It's a tricky one, keeping track of this one. Seeming to be slightly here, there, and all sorts of places. I just saw Electric diving into the pits there, and Big Daneth, will he do the same? In the Duracell juice box. He is. He's into the pit lane. So Homesick Alien moves back up and into second place with Bazza still there for a close third, and there's a car in the background. Is the half. Now, I doubt the juice weight does any difference. I don't imagine these cars get faster as the juice dispensers. So Harvey in fourth. He had a great first race, remember? And Harvey has really learned how to save that juice. The juice is loose amongst this hoose. Electric then back out behind Harvey. Jokus not that far behind, you know. Medium tyres for Electric, so he still hasn't put the hard tyre on yet. And nor has Jokus. Big Daneth has put the big hard tyre on now. And Skyjacker's just going to gobble him right up. Absolutely chow down on that poor sucker. There you go. Sucker, he says, as he flew by. And Big Dan there says, why is he going fast? Why has he not got hard tyres on? He started on hard tyres, only used them for 1 lap. Not even 1 lap. They didn't even get warmed up. The mechanics didn't even have to put gloves on to take his tyres off. They were barely used. Going to save him for the next round. And there goes Pat out onto the road. And finally he's onto a juicy set of tyres where he can start putting a little bit of speed down on the track. Cthulhu then. He's on another set of softs, so he's yet to use the hard tyre. He'll be in to get those hards done. We're at lap 9 of 23. Not even halfway yet in this race. I know it's late. Those of you that have joined us here, bless your hearts. I know it's late. I should have started the stream a little earlier. Insinuate in the chat saying hi, Thingy. Hi, Dan. Wow, what a round you had, my friend. Cracking racing. Halves then in. Only just got enough juice to get there. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Wowzers. Oh, yeah. So the half in to the pits. So Jokus will gain a position there. And the half now can get some soft tyres on, but they won't last till the end of the race. And the juice might not either. It's not even halfway yet, so the half might have to make an extra pit stop. I think the Skyjack is going to have to make another pit stop as well. It's going to be like a 3-stopper. Big Dan on the hards, and oh my lord, he dropped it. He dropped it all over the place. Dropped his load, and it's gone everywhere. And the Harvey on the sexy soft tyres now has caught up Bigger Daneth, who's on the hards, and Harvey gives him a little wave as he goes on by. See you later, bro. Nice to see you. And I was saying what a round you had, and you've gone and done something silly like that, Big Dan. Oh, wow. And Pat, he likes that, though. Thumbs up from Pat, because he needs to catch you up. Cthulhu, Cthulhu. Cthulhu, Cthulhu. He's the Spanish hero that you need. He's the Spanish man with all the speed. He's the man with the Spanish accent. It's Cthulhu, Cthulhu. Cthulhu, Cthulhu. So Cthulhu, the magical man of mystery, is out there absolutely laying down the law. And we all kneel at his shrine. Although he hasn't used the hard tyre yet, where Homesick and Bazza are now giving those hard tyres a little run for their money. And 45-0 for Homesick, 42-9 for the Baz. My word. Is Homesick trying to save juice? Or is the Baz just better than the Alien? You take the engine away from the Alien and he's just an everyday man, isn't he? He's just one of us. What if God was one of us? Just a jerk like one of us. Bazza in third. Then we've got Electric in fourth. And he is screeching around those corners. That man has no care for rubber. He cares not for tyres or cost of. Because he absolutely shreds them bad boys. So Electric then doing what Electric does best. Laying down some speed. Joker's then in the the beer car. In fifth, doing a great job really. He had a torrid first race, the sprint race, but we saw his lap times were very strong by the end of it. And again, one suspects not much practice before the round. And hey, who has the time? Who has the time? That's what I say. I've got to do a Grand Prix race tomorrow night, and I haven't even sat in the rig since before Spain at Benidorm. So sorry for all the sniffing. I hope I'm not getting a cold. We're in the middle of a storm apparently, but I haven't noticed. They've closed all the schools down in our area. Yeah, the back doors are shaking. So if I get whipped up, just call me Dorothy. I'm going to go and see the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion. Looking forward to it. Cthulhu leads this race with Homesick Alien in second place on those hard tyres. And Bazza is not leaving him. I'm sticking with you, 'cause I'm made out of glue. Anything that you can do, I'm gonna do too. So the Baz staying with the Alien. Electric in fourth, Joker's fifth. I think we've seen Skyjacker for the third time tonight. Fourth, actually, if you count the one in the sprint. Coming into the pits, I think he fancies one of his mechanics. So Cthulhu also back in. He's going to put the hard tyre on for the rest of the race. Where does this lay? Where does this leave Homesick and Bazza? Is it enough? What's going to happen? Oh my God, my head's going to explode. So Cthulhu's in. He doesn't need to juice up. He juices up about a quarter. Sorry for the sniffing. The mechanics set to work on the car as Bazza and Homesick come through Bazza's corner and onto the final straight. The pit crew let Cthulhu release Cthulhu as he heads back out. 3/4 of a tank. These have all got half a tank. My head cannot do the math, I'm afraid. We are just over halfway. We've got 10 laps left of this race, and Cthulhu is out there with 3/4 of a tank. But I suppose the more juice he's got, then the faster he can go. Homesick Alien and Bazza may have to conserve. So, and Bazza's met a barrier somewhere because he's got a little flashing red bit on his car at the bottom. Electric then, can he gain? Can he gain? Oh, it's not that far. It's not a huge chasm of a difference. But remember, Electric has yet to use the hard tyre. He has not used the mandatory hard tyre as neither has Jokus. Harvey has. He's on the softs. Look at him. 42.7. Joker's with a 43.2. Interesting for Harvey. Big Dan's doing the hard tyre thing now. 43.7 is not bad, is it, really, for hard tyres? He's not miles off the pace. And then we've got the Pat. He's got some softs on now, and he's trying to make up some ground. He's way ahead of Skyjacker. He's gone back to the hard tyre. Skyjacker is very erratic tonight. Very erratic. Someone go and see if he's okay. Cthulhu, he's like being Ferrari for some reason. He's doing Ferrari strategy calls. Hey, Who am I to say? He might be right. He might gain positions by the end of this race. Maybe he's sick of the softs going off too quickly, so he's going to give the hards another go. It doesn't make him any better. Oh, squealing his way to the outside of the track there is a Skyjacker in the car. Just no grip in the corners. Meanwhile, Cthulhu giving us a masterclass on how to drive an electric car. And conserve your juice. Look after your tyres. Hey, has he not just had a pit stop? He's put softs on again. I honestly thought he'd put hards. Is he going to leave it till the last lap? Oh, has he hurt? Huh? My brain hurts. He's not used hards at all, has he, Cthulhu? And he's put another set of softs on, which really surprised me. Has he made a little small mistake? Do you think he pressed the wrong button on the tyres? Do you think he may have made an error? So Cthulhu either is going to come in for a last-minute pit stop there, and Pat saying, rather than refueling or juicing up at a pit stop, wouldn't it not be recharge? Yeah, it's going in to recharge his battery. Yeah, it feels like that's what you need to do when you go on holiday. I've got to just got to pop away for a bit to recharge my battery. Where are you going? Where have you gone? You wanted to see the wind. Did you see the tornado? Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to see Wizard of Oz, though. Oh, gosh. Yes, I'm going to try that one, Pat. They're in for a recharge. So, Cthulhu, I'll tell you what, I'll get it. Bob on. Round 6. Come and join us on round 6. The definitions, the remarks will be perfect right on the last round, and then we won't race electric cars ever again. Oh, dearie me. Baz is saying beer sponsor on Joker's car is Harfinger beer, but any beer not from Belgium isn't qualified as one. I was drinking, oh no, I can't, I've forgotten it. I've said it so many times on holiday. Elagast? Eltergast? Started with an E, had some L's in it. Sure, it ended with a gast. Hey baby, what beer did we drink? Estrella, wasn't it? Yeah, I was drinking Estrella. Almost like Australia, but not quite. Estrella beer. It was nice. Oh gosh, I'm dying here. Sorry guys. Cthulhu's leading. Homesick Alien on his hards. We're questioning when Cthulhu's going to nip in and get those hard tyres. He's going to have to do a last minute stop. Maybe he's hoping to build up a big gap here to give himself a pit stop. We're on lap 15 of 23. Homesick Alien in second. The Baz in third. He has lost a bit of distance to the Alien now. He was keeping up with the Alien lovely, wasn't he? He really was. Electric. He's killing his tyres softly with his speed. And but he's yet to use the hard tyre, so he'll be pitting again. Joker's not using the hard tyre. He's out of juice. And is this him going into the pits? He does go into the pits. And presumably to put some hard tyres on and juice up for the rest of the race. He's going in for a recharge. Harvey has been the little star of Trail Mountain so far, or Trial Mountain. I don't know how you like to say it. Trial, I don't know. So Harvey gains the position from Jokus, and Jokus, we assume, wow, look at it shake. That recharge is pretty brutal, isn't it? So Joker's there, they shake when they charge. Maybe it's like friction, some sort of friction power that charges up the battery. They just get very shaky. And that's Halflinger, hang on, he told me. Halflinker beer. There you go, Halflinker. Big Dan, right there. Big Dan's right in the zone, but he's on the hards, and Jokers has put the hards on. Jokers has topped that that juicy box up right to the top. Interesting. Skyjacker gets himself ahead of Pat as he goes in, and I'm imagining he'll put some hard tyres on now as well. Cthulhu is still going, 6 laps to go, yet to use the hard tyre, but he has built himself a lovely, Homesick's in, and the Baz is in, and Baz is literally doing anything. Well, they've used their batteries up, haven't they, the pair of them? So they're going to be in, back onto the soft tyre. Electric comes in as well, and I suppose it is about the time, lap 16. Harv, who can make his juice last, I tell you what, he's someone to have at concerts, because you know at the end of the night he's still going to have battery power. He looks after batteries, so you know his mobile phone's still going to work at 2 in the morning after you've caught Coldplay. And I will fix you. Who can sit through that dreadful song? Seriously, I don't mind some of their songs, but Fix You is one dreary, awful, god damn terrible song. The dude was giving it to Gwyneth Paltrow at the time. How can you write a miserable song like that when you're hanging out with Gwyneth Paltrow? I tell you, I'd just be asking her about Brad Pitt all the time. Cthulhu then in the lead.
Work like huge scale electric cars.
And Pat in the chat saying maybe these cars secretly work like huge scale electrics cars. Yeah, they'd go off the track a lot more often than them scale electric cars. They don't have any grip in the corners. You have to really come off that accelerator to get them round them corners. Homesick Alien then in second place. He's lost his shadow of the Baz, his apprentice, and he's now chasing after Cthulhu, who's going to have to make a stop for hard tyres. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. Stay tuned. The Halves back up and into fourth, but his tyre is dying. An electric out there on a set of hard tyres, and the gap's not that big. So Harv, I doubt he's going to get that battery power to the end. And Jokus then in sixth place. He's gone on to the hard tyre now. He's ahead of Big Dan, who's back onto the soft. Interesting. Big distance between them, but only 6 laps. And the Baz says, I need to get my pit crew some new outfits. They look as big as Ninja Turtles. Yeah, no. I'll call them names. I'll say there's Michael. There's D'Angelo. There's Donna. There's one with an M. Used to be my kid's favourite one as well. No, Raphael, innit? Yeah, that was the favourite one. The one. Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo. And we can put Splinter in there as well, why not? Harvey into the pits then, and out of the pits. Very nice, very quick. Very quick indeed. Big Dan didn't catch him. Jokus did though. But Jokus is on the hard tyre. Harvey is on the softs. Cthulhu comes in now for a servicing. And his crew are all in white. As Homesick Alien going to the end. Now is the gap big enough for Cthulhu to get back out again? He's surely back out ahead of... I'll tell you, the Baz looks closer again to the Alien. And there they go, working on it. And it's shaking itself up for the battery. It's kinetic energy. It's just... And there it goes. It's a wind-up thing. What you don't see is why it's shaking. Someone's round the back with this big wind-up. You know the old cars where they had the handle at the front to start them up? Someone's winding that up. So Cthulhu does get out ahead of Homesick Alien, and it's still some distance in it, yeah. Cthulhu's done a very good job today. Hats off to the Spaniard. It is a masterclass on how to conserve power and how to look after tyres. He's catching up Skyjacker, which really is painful for Skyjacker, as he was... Did he win the first couple in the round? So Skyjacker really taking some pain from this, and he'll lose position to the Baz and Big Dan. Big Dan only just ahead of him in the championship, this is. But the Baz scoring big with a double podium here at Trail Mountain. He even got a corner named after him. So it's not been a bad round for the Baz. So Cthulhu coming around then, 19 of 23 laps. We've got 4 laps left. Anything still can happen. Is there anyone close together on track? I think they've all spaced themselves out accordingly now. They are... Ooh, well, no, that's a lap. So this is the biggest action, is Cthulhu getting past Skyjacker. Skyjacker going into the pits, his favourite place, his happy place. This will be his 5th time, I think. In the chat then, Pat saying it'll be because the cars are sat on one of those fitness vibration plates. There must be a few careless mechanics lying them in the pit box. That's it. I'm watching the pit stop because I like seeing them shake. I don't know what the thinking of the coders were when they did that, but it's just funny. Oh, it's not a great shot. You only look at it, you go, oh, it's like Michael J. Fox. And Cthulhu then leads this race ahead of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien crosses the line ahead of the Baz. Electric in 4th place with Jokus on those hard tyres. So Halves on the softs is catching the Jokas. So alongside the Harvey, I can't do that thing with my... No, I've changed positions. Where they say you can look around the car with the controller. I can't do it. I don't know why. Doesn't work for me. Doesn't work. So alongside Harvey as he chases down Jokers, we're on lap 20 of 23. Pat saying, or is it just Elvis on the radio? A bit of shake, a rattle and roll, a quick suspension test at the same time. It is something wacky going on, but somewhere along the line, someone coded that in. It's not a quirk, is it? Someone's actually, because they coded in everything else. So I'm imagining someone actually sat there and writ script for that, for some mad reason, and I would like to know what was going through his head. So Harvey, we're on board with. He's on a set of softs, catching up Jokus, who's on a set of hards. Jokus has had a fair race today, a good race. He had a terrible sprint race, but the second race has gone well. But Harv has also had a cracking race. He got 4th in the sprint, and he's looking maybe for a 5th. I don't think he can catch Electric up, but you never know. He did crazy things in the sprint race, so let's wait and see. But it's fantastic, because I remember Halves. He was at the back and he was complaining, oh, too slow for you guys. And the last couple of races I've watched the Halfmeister, he's moved up the order. So that's the beauty of when you join the club here at Virtual Racers Club. Get yourself on track. If you have not raced with us, get on the track. It makes you faster driving with these guys. It's daunting at first, I give you that. And I was so far off the pace. I'm just far off the pace now instead of so far off the pace. But that's because I'm old and I'm not willing to change my ways. But yes, driving with it's, you know, even a pigeon will fly faster with an eagle, in a flock of eagles. Okay, just think about that. So Jokus then has been caught by the Meister of Halves. I know, I was all on board all that way, and then when we got up to the racy part, I decided to come out. I don't know, just a natural reaction to seeing. I thought he was going past him, and then it's good to get out so you can see the overtake. But he has not overtaken Jokus yet. Jokus is going to make that Audi as wide as he possibly can. Cthulhu still leads from Homesick Alien, the Baz in 3rd. There is there is some racing, but it can't. Must be lapped. Why is there 3 cars together? Hang on. There's 3 cars together. Oh, come on, Half. Get that moved on quick. There seems to be a load of cars together. And there we go. Halves then. Up and around. And he's through. Oh, no. Halves just took it a little too fast. And Joker says thank you very much. And nabs it back. Right, let's go and find what these 3 cars are all about. So it's Pat. Oh, Skyjacker's caught up with Pat. Pat on his hard tyres, Skyjacker on his brand new softs, and he's trying to find a way past the Pat. So we've got Jokus and the Harv in a race. I was there saying no one's racing. We've got two races on at the same time. Oh, and Harv's giving it some drift. Giving it some trial mountain drift there. And now he's going to get past the Joker surely up the straight, getting a better drive out of that final corner. But Joker's still tenacious as he is. He's got a bit of damage as well. It looks like both of them have had a bit of an issue. And now Harvey gets the job done. And he's up and in 5th place, trying to chase down Electric, who's on the hard tyre, doing a 43.9. Harvey did a 45, so it's going to be a tough one for him. Now we've got Skyjacker on soft tyres up against the Pat. On board with Skyjacker. He's got a lovely open space to drive into there, but he decides not to. So, interesting. Maybe he's saving some of that power for the final lap so he can unleash the beast. The monster. Oh, hoo, hoo. Close braking there in Baz's corner between Pat and Skyjacker. Pat having to brake a little earlier because of the hard tyre, and Skyjacker wanting to go deeper. Now they're being lapped by Signore Homesick Alien, I believe. Is it? No, it's not the alien. It'll be not the Baz. He's nowhere near him. Why are they giving him blue flags? Right, we're on the final lap now. And Homesick Alien's killed his tyre. Does that mean the Baz could come back to him? He's a little ways away for a final lap at Jobby, but he definitely has more more tyre than the Homesick Alien has. And Cthulhu, this one was a slam dunk, a walk in the park, and never threatened, was he? Never threatened up at the front there. And it looks like Homesick and Bazza misjudged their juice in this race. Electric on them hard tyres, easily ahead of the halves. Halves got snagged up a little bit there with Jokus, and I think Electric then no worries from behind, no fears. Good points for Electric in 4th, and a great position for halves in 5th. Jokus in 6th, he's way ahead of the bigger Dan. Well, is he a bit way ahead? And Skyjacker, I think we saw him get past Pat. And Pat in 9th, not enjoying the Electric, I imagine. Cthulhu then comes around for win 2. I think he won the sprint, didn't he? So a great drive, great round from Cthulhu, a masterclass in juice saving. Homesick Alien comes around in 2nd spot, no tyres, but he doesn't need them. And boom, takes the checkered flag in 2nd place. This championship is lit. And the Baz, what are you doing? Why is he bugs me when he slows down. Just get through it, get over the line. He wants to go over with his mate Skyjacker. Oh, friend, got friend. All 3 of them. So the Baz takes a podium. Take a boo, my son. Electric comes around for 4th place. And great points for Electric, who's already dropped 1 round, so he is the secret assassin in this championship. Harvey, a mighty fine round from Harvey, a 4th and a 5th, and he's got to walk away feeling good about those results, surely. Great drive from the halves. Pat's already crossed the line, we saw. And Harvey takes the checkered flag, 5th place. Great drive. Jokus there, the hard tyre came unstuck for him near the end, but he had to use it in 6th. And Bigger Thaneth comes home, no tyres, in 7th. Pat finished in 8th, and Skyjacker in 9th. I thought he'd already got the job done on Pat. It looks like he slowed down as well to let Pat through. Oh, I didn't pause it. Sorry, guys. Well, Cthulhu took the win, Homesick in 2nd, Bazza in 3rd. Then we had Electric in 4th, followed by Harvey. Then Jokus in 6th, Big Dan in 7th. Come back, you bugger. Pat in 8th, and 9th was Skyjacker. Thank you for joining us here for round 6. I was your broadcaster and your commentator. I've lost my bit of paper. Mike, I can't use that one. Cox. Mike Cox.
To try and finish beside
yes, I was your broadcaster and commentator, Mike Hawks. Mike Hawks? Mike Oxlong. There you go. I was the dude that was talking too much, and my name is Mike Oxlong. Oh, wow, I got there in the end. That's what she said. We've got so much coming up. I can't even tell you. I've got replays on top of replays. I've got live schnizzle. I still haven't got round Green Hell yet in anything. Anyone want to see a car of me driving around in Nürburgring? Something really slow. You know, feel for me. Feel for me. I've got a lot on. Pat in the chat saying Sky slowed to try and finish beside Baz. I didn't and passed him right on the line. Go on, Pat. That's that killer instinct. Hey, I tried my hard to notice, and I sent it down the line. Taking my regards to romance. Na, 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 na. Oh, I don't know. Right then, so yeah, we've got loads of schnizzle coming up. If you don't want to miss anything, subscribe. And if you want to be notified, right at the very end, there's a bell. If you touch the bell at the end, I will feel like you've touched my bell end, and it'll make me feel good. So please, feel free to touch that bell. That was a good race. It was a good round. We had a good time. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. We're around. There's a way to get in our Discord. It's in the about of this, or there's a website, www.virtualracersclub.co.uk. Please join us. Come and say hello in Discord. It's very fun in there. There's a lot of buzz at the moment because we've got point 2 coming. GT7 Spec 2. Doesn't sound much to me. I wouldn't call it a Spec 2 with 7 cars, 1 track and a few menus. I'd just say it's an update. But everyone's going on about Spec 2. I'd want at least 5 tracks and an actual racing series to start saying the game is Spec 2, that it's moved up another level. And I'm not slagging the game off because I love it. The VR has made it something so amazing. But if we're going to call it Spec 2, then let's say there is a general lack of substance that they're adding to the game to say it's Spec 2. My opinion, you don't have to agree with me. Don't care if you do. Peace and love. Peace and love.